Hi everyone, Marches back here for another comparison video, and today we'll be comparing two of the best dynamic players' signature sneakers. It's between Russell Westbrook's Why Not 0.2 and of course Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. So this is the Zoom Freak 1. His first signature shoe. This is 6,300 or 400. Pretty much the same price point. Which sneaker is better for you or best for you in terms of performance? Alright, before we start off, I would just like to remind you guys that I have a raffle ongoing right now together with Carlo Ople. We're giving out two sneakers. I'll be putting the details in the description down below, so make sure to follow all instructions and hopefully you'll win by July 22. If you want to see a more detailed performance review of each of these sneakers, I'll be putting up the link up here and hopefully you'll watch them. Alright, let's start off with the uppers. Both have fused mesh materials. The Freak one is fused with some honeycomb pattern fused mesh, while the Why Not 0.2 is made out of textile mesh. I think both materials are very strong, they're very durable, they don't stretch, and they're all very well fused in the right area where there's high tensile strength. Like in the Why Not 0.2, there's a fused area here in the toe box, which of course gives you extra durability. The textile mesh goes from the forefoot up to the heel part of the sneaker, and it's a combination of different materials. All are very durable and doesn't stretch. The Zoom Freak ones also has this fused mesh upper going all around the sneaker, and the main difference between the two is this has a more minimal look, while the 0.2 is more out there. It's more layered, it's more textured. So if you're more into the loud and more layered look of a sneaker, of course go with the Why Not 0.2. If you want a more minimal sneaker, Freak ones, because Giannis really loves Kobe sneakers and almost all of Kobe sneakers are very minimal. It looks like this. Both are very supportive. Both have this wing-like structure to give you support around the forefoot and midfoot part of the sneaker, while the Freak ones has the wings inside the fused mesh, pulls your foot down to the footbed, giving you excellent lockdown. So I have a very pretty similar feeling on lockdown on both sneakers. It's just that on the Why Not 0.2, it has a little bit more space on top of your foot, so you really need to crank the laces up in order for your foot to be pushed down in the footbed. Once you do that, you're good to go. The Freak ones is a little bit more on the narrow side, so you don't need to crank it up that much. If you lace it up properly, especially in the forefoot, you really feel locked down in the footbed. So if you're a wide footer, I think the Why Not 0.2's upper is for you because there's more space in the forefoot area and the midfoot, while on the Freak ones, it's a little bit more on the regular to the narrow side of things. So it really depends on the shape of your foot. Moving on to the tongue area of the sneakers, both have traditional tongues, and it's very easy to put your foot in, easier on the Freak ones because the Why Not 0.2 is kind of in the mids. It's a mid-cut sneaker, so you need to loosen up the upper part of the laces a bit more to put your foot in, so no drama on that. Going to the back part of the sneaker, Why Not 0.2 is a mid-cut sneaker. It gives you extra ankle protection, and it has a very well padded ankle area, which is very comfy, which is a feature that I really love about the Why Not 0.2. Also at the same time gives you extra ankle protection, while the Zoom Freak ones, even though it's the low, heel containment is really nice. Heel lockdown, very good. Similar to the Why Not 0.2, no heel slippage. Heel lockdown and support is also amazing. So I'll give it a tie on that. It really depends on your preference. If you want more ankle protection, Why Not 0.2. But if you're used to playing with a low-cut sneaker with good heel protection and heel support, it gives you maximum flexibility around your ankle, of course, the Freak ones. Now moving on to the cushion of the sneakers, which really made a difference for me. The Freak ones has an injected phylon, and there is a double stack zoom unit at the heel part of the sneaker, which I felt when I'm doing heel strike, but overall I'm really biased in a sneaker with the forefoot zoom unit. I like extra bounciness in my forefoot because I drop a lot. I usually get the rebound a lot. I don't usually use my heel to strike or make the move. So my priority on the bounciness is mostly in the forefoot area of the sneaker. That is what I felt in the 0.2. There's a zoom unit here in the forefoot. It's a large zoom unit. But on the heel, even though there's no zoom unit, the injected phylon is really plush. Gives you maximum impact protection, which I really love. And the cushion setup on the Why Nots are very good. It's one of the best cushion setup out right now for me. The only downside of the Y nuts is you're kind of high off the ground, but just a little bit. You don't feel as low as in the Freak ones. Making up for that is the support on the Y nuts. Actually sitting inside the injected phylon. It's cradling you. The foot containment on the Y nuts is good. Gives you a very nice support here in the lateral area, especially on the midfoot part of the sneaker. And also in the middle part, as you can see here, the injected phylon goes up. It also helps in the containment of your foot. As for cushion wise, I like the cushion setup in the Y nut 0.2 more. If you're someone who doesn't mind the absence of bounce in the forefoot area and you want maximum court feel, the Freak ones have amazing court feel in the forefoot. And if you're a heel striker like Giannis, I think the Freak ones is for you. For me, it isn't. But what's nice about the Freak ones is, as you can see, there is a big lateral outrigger that goes out in the forefoot, and at the same time it goes up to the midfoot part near the forefoot of the sneaker, which gives you extra lateral containment. I mean, the containment on the Freak ones is amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing shoe, but the only downside for me on the Freak ones is the cushioning. It's not the ideal cushion setup in my style of play, so it really depends on how you play. Moving on to the traction of the two sneakers, the Freak ones has a Greek-inspired herringbone traction. On the first get-go, the white part of the sneaker is very good, but on the translucent part of the traction, the rose pattern, I wasn't gripping that well on those patterns. And the first time that I used it, it was on a very clean court, and I still slip on this area on the rose pattern, which really sucked. But eventually, after breaking them in, you can see the rubber compound burning a bit. It becomes better, so the traction on the Freak ones is just good. It's not amazing. Comparing it to the Y nut 0.2's traction, it has a circular pattern outsole and the traction is really hard. This is also XDR rubber, similar to the Freak ones, but the traction on the Y nuts is simply amazing. It's one of the best tractions out right now. Indoor-outdoor use, rubber compound is really hard. Dust doesn't stick on the rubber compound. Dust doesn't stick on the solid part of the outsole on the Freak ones. It sticks on the translucent part. So that's a big disappointment on the Freak ones. It picks up a lot of dust in the translucent part. I know there's a colorway that's coming out on the Freak ones that has a solid rubber outsole. There's no translucent part. I think that will be better. So as for the traction, of course, 0.2 for the win. As for the sizing on both sneakers, I went true to size. I'm a regular footer. So if you're a wide footer, go half a size up. And if you're a wide footer, I would recommend the Y nut 0.2 more because it has a little bit more toe space compared to the Freak ones, which is tighter around the midfoot and the forefoot area. So what sneaker would I recommend to you guys? For my style of play, I like the Y nut 0.2 better, but I know a lot of you doesn't like the 0.2 because of its bulkiness and it is higher off the ground. So if you're a player who likes court feel and a very minimal shoe, of course go with the Freak ones. But if you want bounciness in the forefoot, of course, go with the 0.2. That's it for me on this comparison. Thank you again for watching this video. This has been Marches once again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, cheers, cheers.